Hey everybody, it's Monkeypuzzle, and welcome to another episode of Monkeywrenching the Beast. That's right, we're gonna do the bees today. Go back to there because it's really buzzing now. But first, I want to do a quick update on the plant power plant. And backwards, that is plant power plant. I love that. Anyway, things are pretty much how we left them before. I did this weird thing with the conduits and the redstone energy cells just to make a circuit out of it. Turns out these don't pass energy to each other, and I had to make a kind of a linear thing. This is temporary till I figure out how I want it to go. But at the end here are the tesseracts for the logger and the bees, and they're doing great. Plenty of energy for both, probably way extra. Got these two columns of the four of the industrial steam engines going, way overkill. Haven't used any biomass yet, and we're only down to 92% of our biofuel. So creeping down really slowly. I've probably had a couple days worth of gameplay since then, and that's all going into here. Which is providing the steam. This other one's not even on right now, so this one's in reserve. And then that's the solid fuel one over there for the charcoal, which is just building up. But meanwhile, the charcoal is making all this creosote, and the half-sized high-pressure liquid-fueled steam boiler here with the industrial turbine on it. Even though it's been going full bore the whole time, the creosote has actually managed to build up to 100% again. So probably got the coke ovens filling up with fuel right now, not able to produce until we use some more. So we may have to hook up another industrial turbine here. Meantime, this one at its 50 EU per tick, which is half of what I thought it was last time, has still managed to fill up all 6 of these MFSUs. So this isn't doing anything right now. So just real quick, right now I thought while I got you guys watching, I should just go ahead and add 6 more. And at least that will give it something to do for a little while. I'm sure it will run out again, run out of space to store. But we'll work on that next time. We're going to have to come up with something else for it to do, whether it's running recyclers or making... I just locked myself out. Let's see, where's my handy dandy portable hole? Okay, so there we go. Another stack of MFSUs. And it's filling up. So another day or two of gameplay before that fills up. Maybe not even that much, probably. Yeah, and then we'll figure out what comes next. But at least now it's symmetrical, which is really important to me, actually. It was a little weird on this side. And eventually we'll have this sending EU out to the other bases on this world as well. But as promised, today is going to be about the bees. So let's go over there. I've actually done a ton of work over here, although straight off the bat, you can't see a lot of it. Oh, hello, sheepy. I've got a little flock of orange sheep happening here. That way you know they're mine. Easy to see, safety orange. Okay, you go on. I'm doing an episode here. So haven't really hooked up too many more from the back. I've got these going, and I've got all those and this one. I'm going to pipe the rest of it up today. I have... well, let me start from the beginning out here. This is what the outside looks like right now. A whole bunch of apiaries, and I've been doing a whole bunch of manual breeding. Yeah, just doing it by hand, trying to see the best results I can get just by playing this little mini game that in Feed the Beast called bee breeding. I haven't used any of the genetic machines yet. I'll go through with my results in a second, but let me just finish the brief tour, getting you up to date here. All these chests and indexers and stuff were just all the extra drones for my different breeding projects here. I think all those are going to go into the gene pool pretty soon. So yeah. Anyway, I've been getting a lot of products from doing this, so I had to redo this because I was getting so much stuff. So now the ones we have piped up and all the others that are going to be piped up, all their products end up here. And the bees go that way down to the this thing, what do you call it? The analyzer. And right now I've got it set just for the ones that I have hooked up automatic right now. I'll have to do something different later. We'll set the drones and tropicals and commons and diligence. I figured out that this means the primary trait and the secondary trait. That's what these are. So you can actually tell it which ones by those traits. Anyway, and those are all going into the multi-tank here with the liquid DNA, 136 buckets of it so far. The honey tank right here with 578 buckets. And the way that's getting filled is I got this whole system here. So the items, I just told you the bees go that way, and the items go this way. Everything, and they get collected in this chest. Well, they will if there's a backflow. And I've got this the diamond pipe here set with these items that are not honeycombs that I've gotten so far to go down into here. So honeycombs go that way, and everything else that I've gotten so far goes this way. And there's a nice iron pipe. And this is set up for pollen and royal jelly and honey drops to go this way. And haven't got that much royal jelly and pollen yet because I'm just about to get the imperial bees and the what are they called? The oh my goodness, I know what they are, but the name is evading me right now. The industrious. That's right. I was thinking industrial, and I knew that wasn't right. Ooh, and my gravitation engine's been on. Okay. Anyway, yeah, just got the industrious bees going. We're going to pipe them up today, and they'll start filling up with pollen. But the idea with filling this whole chest right here is I only need so many honey drops for my little beealyzer here. So when this is full, the honey drops can't go in here. And then they'll go over to here to this diamond pipe, and the honey drops go down and the silky propolis goes up. And I'll show you how the silky propolis gets there in a second. But yeah, the honey drops go down and end up going over to the squeezer over here. And when it has work, this gate turns on and sucks out the propolis that it generates and sends it back over there, and it's hooked up to this acclimatizer right here. It has the, but the propolis can't go in there, so I could put it this close without that happening. And then this is how the honey tank's getting filled up right there. So yeah, it's gotten a little complicated, but it's working. I had so many things. I had filled up 2 diamond chests full of goodies here just from all that manual breeding, which was quite a lot, and just putting all the honeycombs in here by hand and all the items in here, and got tired of manually sorting it. And this, believe it or not, this is saving me a lot of work. So yeah, all the honeycombs go into here, and what happens is that this thing is set that if this hopper is empty, it turns on and pumps stuff into here. And you can see that pipe wire is on right now. So yeah, right now actually it's nighttime, and not too much stuff is running. So actually let's make it daytime, get things a little bit more exciting here. And remind me before the end to talk about updating too. Everybody's updating to 1.5.2, and I got some thoughts about that. Anyway, now we should start getting more products in a minute. There we go. There's some. It went straight into here. It probably made its way all the way down to here. It's probably gone already. Oh, there it is. Anyway, sometimes this fills up. It's good that it's not full right now because when we pipe all this up, that's going to be quite a bit of demand on this one centrifuge right here. So that's why we have this as a buffer, this whole diamond chest and this loading system for the hoppers. So when we end up with full hoppers, we won't be losing honeycomb there. Anyway, the centrifuge does its job and sends everything out the back here, and it goes along here. But if you're a piece of silky propolis that needs to get re-centrifuged, you're going to be sent up here and back into the system to do it again. And then things just get sorted, good old style here with these barrels that got the upgrades already. We've got 86 stacks plus of beeswax, 61 stacks of propolis, 24 stacks of these silky wisps, and 30 of these, what are these called? I forget, the honey drops, the honeydew. Yeah, I don't even know what to do with these yet. I'm sure I'll figure it out pretty soon. I guess there's some bee stuff recipes that uses those. And here's my little overflow chest. Some sticky resin in here. When I think that was from when I was setting it up, maybe some propolis got into the centrifuge. I'm not exactly sure, actually, but that's my best guess. And so I guess we have a source for sticky resin, too. Anyway, so that's the sorting system for all the stuff. And I want to go through and show you some of the breeding I've done, because I'm actually pretty proud of it. The fact that I did it all manually. We're going to set up the genetic machines next. They're going to go along here. I'm not sure if I'm going to have time today or not to do that. We'll see. But the first thing I want to do is use some of the proceeds or goodies here to make some stuff that's actually going to help us out today and later. So let's get, I think I need about 9 stacks of these. No, 5 stacks of these. I figured it out, it was like 5.01 stacks. So let's get 6. And what I want to do is I want to make an Apiarist suit, and I want to do the backpack upgrades. That was part of the whole incentive for getting all these silky wisps. So yeah, I got 6 of them. The Apiarist suit is these 4 things right here, and they are just woven silk, just like you make armor, but it's all woven silk, and that's made out of a pattern of 9 of these silk wisps put into the carpenter. So we're going to have to go use a carpenter. I'm going to eventually get carpenters set up here, and squeezers for the seed oil production and all that. But for now, we'll go back to the Savannah base and do that. And the other thing I want to make is I want to do the backpack upgrades. Right now we've been using our diggers and our miner's backpack quite a bit, but we have the 15 slot ones, and I want to go up to the 45 slot ones. And so we need to put woven silk around them and with a diamond on top, and we'll have that. So let's go get that set up. That would be over here at the Savannah base. And let me see, we got a carpenter with water in it over here. So let's go ahead. Oh yeah, I don't need to click them out. They don't exist. Just right click on them, yeah, that's right clicking. Okay, and then left click to leave the little ghost of them in there. Let's put all these guys in, and it's going to go ahead and start making some woven silk. And while that's happening, I should show you my little seed oil production, because I've had to use quite a few frames on those beehives, and that's actually pretty laborious, and there's no way to automate that. But I should at least move this system over to there, or make a duplicate over there, so I don't have to keep coming over here. But basically, in that little wheat farm I showed you that's augmented with the lily pads of fertility, it sounds so silly, but it works. It really speeds up the wheat production here. These guys have a crew of 4 golems who are getting a small little break right now. Just for a second, there's a little action, but yeah, they've been filling up barrels full of wheat and seeds. So there's been 4 barrels of wheat so far, and that they're working on the second one full of seeds. And for now, I just picked it up with the portal gun and moved it down here. I'll set up a better system for this later. And I just go ahead and I put them in here and fill up those hoppers. And just been filling up these wax capsules or whatever these called. Yep, wax capsules with the seed oil, and then moving them over here to the carpenter and making lots of impregnated sticks. And each stack of these only makes 8 frames, so it takes quite a few. You know, and every apiary takes 3 frames. So yeah, that's what I'm doing over there. Meantime, this is going ahead and making woven silk. Oh, it's out of water. I don't have an automatic water thing going on in here. Okay, I'll have to deal with that. Anyway, let me go ahead and give it a better water supply and make all the silk I need, and I will be back with you. There you go. Not the prettiest, but just went ahead and made an aqueous accumulator and stuck it there. But pipe sticking out doesn't seem too out of place around here. Anyway, kind of interesting how the source blocks go. I wonder why that one's got a little bit more tilt to it than that one. Anyway, they're all made. Hopefully got the right amount going. So let's go ahead and might as well do it over here and go ahead and make our Apiarist suit. So we got some pants and a hat, and let's go ahead and make the chest, the jacket, or I wonder what they call it in here, and the boots, this shirt, and the shoes. Okay. I wonder how I look. Let's check it out. I have those finally. Okay. Very spiffy. Let's see what it looks like from here. All right. They got the little chainmail thing going on for the hands and the head. It gives me a little bit of protection too. Look at that. I got 3.5 little armor points. That's not bad. Okay, so then let's go ahead and then upgrade my backpacks finally. I've been looking forward to this for a very long time. Let's go ahead. What am I doing? Let me put them in here. We'll just put these guys all the way around. And we'll put, I wonder if they can be locked or if it matters what state they're in. Okay, let's go ahead and, oops, pick up my wrench. Unlock it. Set it in the normal spot. And it's this one. And let's put it back in there. Huh. That didn't work. I wonder what I'm doing wrong. I don't think that, I think it's empty. And digger's backpack. And oh, I got to do it in the carpenter. Okay. Let me do it over there. Okay, so we got the carpenter all set up over here. So let's go ahead and use it. So we're just placing these things around like that. Could put the rest down here and that. And oh yeah, that's a ghost. That always gets me. And where I left my diamonds in here somewhere. So let's grab those and put one up there. And it's doing its thing. And then we're going to do it with the miner's backpack as well. Let me unlock that. So these are going to have 45 slots. It's like they already gave me 15 more in my inventory, and now it's going to triple that. So that's going to be pretty amazing. I'll be able to carry around a whole lot of dirt and stone. Anyway, I'll cut back when this finishes. All right, here it comes. Almost done. We've got our woven digger's backpack. Most excellent. And let's go ahead and put our apiarist. No, not the apiarist. What am I doing? The miners in there. And let it do its thing as well. And I'll come back to you when that's done. Okay, it's just about there. Here we go. We're going to have our woven miner's backpack. All right, that's cool. So that's a lot of inventory. I'm very excited about that. I've been wanting that for a while, and we had 4 woven silks left over to upgrade some other backpack at some other time. So yeah, let's go on back now to the BeeBase. And I've already used up a lot of time apparently just giving you the intro. These things really need to be an hour long, but I know a lot of YouTube doesn't have the attention span for that. Wow, so now I can walk around by my tropical bees here and not get stung. I'm so used to getting that little that little hit here. Look at that, my frames are almost worn out here. So anyway, this top row is automated, and so it's pulling everything out. The tropicals, I didn't do extensive breeding to make them better or more efficient, but I did breed them to be tropicals. So there was one tropical that I made from a modest, only two I actually got from the jungle. And then the rest of these, I actually took some stone rocky princesses and just put a whole bunch of the drones from the other one underneath, and it just kept breeding with those drones. And that's a great way to make any bee you want, is you just put, it doesn't even have to be a full stack, just maybe like 5, 6, half a dozen tops to breed with, and it'll eventually, the princess will become that bee. So that's how I made these tropicals here. So this whole thing kind of goes from your base bees to some of the basic starter bees. You guys, if you saw the episode where I went and got the meadows bees and the forest bees and I bred them. So now this top row has commons up here. And these commons, actually, I've been breeding to get them as good as possible, which I didn't do straight off in that other episode I did. Trying to make these traits as good as I could, just through breeding and selecting and mixing and refining. You can see that this princess here has had 33 generations in captivity for me to get her to this state. So you can imagine, some of these queens, princesses have more than 100 generations that I actually worked on them. So a short lifespan is actually better than shortest, and so it goes like normal, shortened, shorter, shortest, I think. So short's okay, but the most important thing was getting the speed to be fast, and that actually determines how many products I get from this. And then the pollination will have to do with when we set up the trees for the tree breeding, which I actually want to get started at the end of this episode before we're done, because I need to play with that next, and I always like to start everything with you guys watching. And then I got the fertility up to 4, which means it produces 4 drones every time it goes through a cycle, which isn't really necessary, but it's good for building up your BNA, your bee DNA, getting extra drones, or using them for turning other bees to common bees if you want to. I don't know, I just wanted to get that. This one here doesn't have any of the other traits, extra climate tolerances, nocturnal and flyer, so on. But a lot of them do, and that's what I'm especially proud of. So this one was here. So yeah, commons. And then over here, some of them turn noble. And then I've got some noble down here. And these ones were a really big achievement. This one, I got the lifespan down to shortened, and they're fast. The pollination's better. It's slower. They got 4 times. And I got them nocturnal. And as an extra bonus, they have a little bit of a humidity tolerance too. The humidity can go up 1. So they could work in a damp environment, I believe. So, as much as I can get on them, I wanted to get. So, but the nocturnal was the big one. So these guys will work night and day. Now I could do this. I could isolate these traits with the genetic machines and inoculate them. And I'll be doing that later, because it's a lot of work to do it this way. It takes a lot of time. But it was fun. Treat this as a little genetics mini game to start with. So, and then down here, I did the same thing with my cultivateds. This is a whole row of cultivateds here, and these will be the base for a lot of other bees. After this, we're going to go on to making a lot of the other fancy bees. There's so many kinds now, but I just wanted to get a strong foundation with my basics so I can get all these traits going. So yeah, this has shorter, fast, slower, which is actually pretty good. It does get much worse. And, you certainly don't want one with a speed of slowest, which is quite possible. And I got these not only nocturnal, but flyers. And I introduced these by crossing them with some rocky bees and then isolating them again back to cultivated, which took some work. You basically have to add all this variability and then keep analyzing all the drones you get and putting them back with the princess to try to get the traits back until you can have it all pure again like this, so every time I breed them now, they're going to be the same thing. So yeah, we got all these cultivateds here. Down here we got our whole line of Majestics. There's 3 of them, I believe, 4 of them. And these are doing pretty good too. I don't think I got special traits on these guys, but I did get their lifespan to normal, their speed to fast, and they have beatific for an effect, which means that when I hang out by them and they're working, I get regen. So this one wasn't quite done. It looks like I'm trying to get it there. I had these guys ready to go. So their fertility was 2 times on one side and 4 times on the other. So hopefully this is going to get them there. But now it's not working. Oh, maybe the bee suit is actually keeping the effects off me. I wonder. Yeah, there we go. Now I've got regen. So it keeps all effects off, both good and bad. That's very interesting. So anyway, we got a pretty good solid base of Majestics. Over here, more nobles. These were the best, but then these guys, I got the flyer in addition to the nocturnal. So then I took all those drones and brought these guys up to that place. And then down here, we've got diligent. So nobles and majestics are the base for imperial bees, and diligent and unweary are the base for industrious bees. So I got these pretty good as well. These guys are actually automated right now too, and I put these aluminum torches on just so to mark it for myself. But they short life, which is better than shortest, but fast speed. So everybody's got fast speed. So I get that's one of the reasons why I had so many products, and I had to set up that system when I filled 2 diamond chests. Pollination is slow, which is not bad. No special traits on these guys. But oh yeah, let's see. Well, these guys have been automated, so that really increases that. But 76 generations in captivity. I'm going to need to replace all these pretty soon. Let me see. And that goes to there. And then over here, we've got our line of unweary. They are just, fast speed for production as well. No special traits on those guys. Here's an example of where I've been working on improving my commons. This is Common Princess. I managed to get flyer in this one, which if I can keep it, then I'll breed it into the commons up above. But this means it'll work in the rain, so weather doesn't stop it. And I'm working on getting this climate temperature tolerance purebred into it as well, so it's both the active and inactive trait. And that means this is both too, which means it will be able to work in any climate. So if I'm working on them with other bees, they'll be able to hang out. So what you got to do with this kind of thing is then check out, okay, so these are all good, short, fast, fast, slow. This is how I read them to myself to know what's going on. They got the fertilities 4-4. This one, so we got the flyer holding in, but it's only got one of the increased temperature tolerances. This one has all those other traits, and it's got the flyer, but only one of the temperature tolerances in the inactive side. So I just got to keep doing the dance with this one of putting in here. These are basically pretty equivalent. It doesn't matter if it's active or inactive. Put them in there and let them breed. And and then see if I get one that has a drone that has 2 of the temperature tolerances next time. And then if I'm lucky with that, I'll put that back with the queen. And eventually, once I get the princess with 2 and a drone with 2, then I can keep that trait for good. And that's always success when I get to that point. And then down here, I've got my industrious going finally. You can see I was just finishing up with these guys, and they've got the chocolate frames, and that basically makes them die more quickly, so you can get on with the breeding and don't have to wait. Although with all these apiaries, that hasn't really been a problem for me. I would just start up at one corner and go all the way down, and these guys would have been long finished by the time I came back around again. And then finally, over here, I've got Imperials going. I've got them pretty productive. These guys don't have any nocturnal as either, but they've got the fast speed and the beatific, however you want to say it, which is pretty good, because a lot of times they don't have the beatific, and I had to actually work hard to make sure that that stayed in there. And also they didn't start out fast either, so I had to really breathe that in as well. Over here we have 2 spaces empty, and I want to make these imperial as well, but I'm going to start with our base bees up there that have all the nocturnal and the flyer traits and everything else, and breed them all the way back down to imperial down here, which I'm not going to do today because it'll take too long. But then we'll maybe have some imperials with some naturally bred in nocturnal and flyer, which is pretty cool. Oh yeah, and the industrious, I did spend a little extra time with them because they showed up with a couple of the crosses only showed up with fast in the pollination. And so I did some work to isolate that and make sure that that was purebred in as well. So these guys have the longest lifetime of all the bees I've got going, which is normal. And their speed for production is fast, and their pollination is fast. So we're going to use industrious for our tree breeding, because that's where that comes in. It means that they'll do the crosses between the trees faster that way, and we'll get more results with that. So yeah, I'm going to work on that. And I'm also going to go ahead and pipe up the whole back of this. So I'm going to take a break, and I'm going to do both those things. I'll do this with you, but what I'm going to do off camera is I'm going to clear out all this flax, because in here, I think we safely have enough string to get by for now. And I can always set this flax farm up again, at least until I update I can, because when we lose red power, this is one of the things we're going to lose, is the ability to farm string like this, because flax is a red power plant. Hello, sheepy. So yeah, if we're able to take this world, I got to definitely make sure that I have enough string before we go. If red power hasn't been included yet in the updated mod packs, or maybe I'll stay in 1.47, or who knows, maybe I'll have to start a whole new world, which is actually what it's looking like, which I'm kind of intimidated by, but that's a whole nother discussion. Yeah, I mean, I guess since I started it, I might as well have that discussion right now real quick. Pause for a minute. Neighbor dog was trying to insert himself in the video once again. But anyway, yeah, so all the updated packs, well, mainly the Ultimate pack is the only one so far, I think, that has actually tried to keep up with the current version of Minecraft. Took a while, but they're doing it now. Seems like they're actually not backwards compatible with these 1.4.7 worlds. Besides lacking mods like Red Power so far, and I guess Mistcraft is not in there yet. I think definitely not Red Power, and nobody knows if that's going to be in there or not, because Eloram has been MIA. Although I've heard that's happened before, but for now they're proceeding without it, which will be a lot of stuff missing. But liquids have changed in Forge. And Zycraft apparently is not backwards compatible, and unfortunately I really started using that. And also, apparently, thermal expansion has changed. It's not backward compatible too. I watched a video where Malkuth 1974 actually tried to keep his world, and he had to use World Edit to delete a whole bunch of stuff, to substitute a whole bunch of blocks and take a whole bunch of stuff out, and then use Creative to cheat a whole bunch of stuff back in that he had to delete. And it seemed like quite a bit of work. And yeah, otherwise most everybody is starting their worlds over. So I'm not in a big hurry to do either of those things. There's no features in the current Minecraft that I feel like I'm lacking with all these mods right now. And it's taken so long to get this world to this point, so much work. I'm not afraid of starting over, but it just seems silly because we're just getting on to better and better things right now. And I don't know, it would be hard to hold you all's interest if I had to do a lot of this stuff over again. And of course, I wouldn't do it exactly the same. But there's a lot of basics that need to be put into place. I mean, the next time I'll know what I'm doing a lot better, and hopefully I'll derp up a lot less as I do it. But at the same time, yeah, we've got a trajectory going here. I mean, just like all that breeding, for instance, would be lost. So I'm going to hang out in 1.4.7 for now, for sure. And we'll see what happens. I'll wait at least till 1.6 to make a decision, because hopefully some of the mods will caught up by then, and maybe they would have time to put in some more backwards compatibility. But just thought I should fill you all in on that because it really affects the series. And hopefully you all are cool just watching me plug on in 1.4.7 for now. Anyway, I'm going to pipe all this up back here right now, get all of these guys automated, and then I'm going to go ahead and get this ready for some tree breeding. We're going to go a little overtime, but it's not going to be for the first time. And by the way, as a little aside, one of my tropical queens somehow decided she likes it warm. They kept getting the same drones over and over again, so I don't know how it changed, but I guess it was a mutation. But anyway, I got it in the climatizer, and I've got ice over here, and I'm trying to lower the temperature. So it's a small random chance every time, so it takes a lot to get it done. But just keep putting stacks of ice in there, and eventually it will happen. Well, those things are all done now. I went ahead and I piped up the back of all of the apiaries, and all but 4 of them are automated right now. The one with the common bees that weren't quite done aren't hooked up, and there's 3 that are empty that are eventually going to be for imperial bees. And it is exceeding the capacity of this centrifuge right now. All these hoppers are filled up. This is kind of the buffer hopper here. It doesn't fill up, but the diamond chest is slowly filling up. So I actually might not want these all to be nocturnal, because the night is when it's going to get a break right now. So I've got a ways before this fills up, so I'm not worried about it yet. This is just a lot of bounty. Eventually, it looks like I'm going to have to hook up a way for this to go through 2 centrifuges, but that's for another time. Anyway, that's very cool. That's going to save me a lot of clicking. Basically, at this point, besides breeding and setting up apiaries, moving them around, all I have to do is go around every once in a while and fill them all up with the frames, which is still a job into itself. And I have to get the frame production a little bit more automated over here as well. So I went ahead and cleaned up the flax farm, put that away for now. And real quickly, let's just set up a basic tree breeding area. So the center of this area is right here. Oh yeah, I got that right here. So we'll treat that as our center. And let me see, let me just go ahead and place some of these here. I'm not sure exactly how many I'm going to need. Let's start here. And let me see, these cover, let's see what the area of effect of one of these is. Let's see what the Rockies do. I'm actually going to turn these into industrial bees or industrious bees. I keep wanting to call them industrial. Let's take half a dozen or so for each of these to convert it, see if that does the trick. And then let's go ahead and see what their area of effect is. It's 9 by 6 by 9. I assume the 6 is the up and down, and it's a 9 by 9 square. Oops. So that would be 4 in every direction that way. So let's go ahead and leave a space of 6 in between. We'll have a little overlap. So that would be there. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's see if those two apiaries are enough to do it. Now I got some of your basic vanilla seedlings here, saplings. We got oaks and spruce, birch, and jungle. I think those are all you can start with. I don't think any of these extra biome trees work. I could be wrong. And the rubber trees I don't think work either. But hey, I've never done this before. So basically, I should have actually made this odd in between. Each tree, I need some bone meal, has to have contact. I don't know if it's actual contact, or at least be in the proximity of other trees that you want it to cross with. So if we start with your basic oak tree, then it, and let's give them all a 5 by 5, say. So that would be 4 spaces in between. So over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, right here, we can place a birch, say. Yeah, and this needs a 5 by 5 as well, so let's get rid of that. And then on this side of it, let's say a spruce. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then we also, it needs a jungle sapling in the proximity as well. And this may not work here because that's not going to, it's going to be obstructed by the sky if a tree grows over it. Actually, I don't know how close these need to be or not. But how about let's eliminate this for now. And what works the best? Oh, okay, that's the thing to use. Let's put that back. And let's put a tree here instead. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's put a jungle sapling here. We're not going to go for the big tree. And then take this one out. And okay, so this is touching all 3 other kinds, basically. But these may not be. So this one needs a birch. So let's put a birch, say, over here. I'm basically trying to get all the permutations of the crosses. And then this guy, he doesn't have a spruce. So let's give him one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, right there. That's a 5 by 5. Now who is not touching what? There's spruces, touch birch, jungle, and oak. Birches touch spruce, jungle, and oak. Jungle touches everybody, and oak touches everybody. That might be enough. Let me get some bone meal and grow these, and then we'll set up our apiaries. Okay, let's grow some trees. So we got a spruce. Ooh, nice big one. An oak. Okay. There's our birch. And there's another birch. And there's our jungle tree. Whoa, way up there. I don't know if that's going to work, actually. We may need to height limit that. And then we got a nice short spruce. Let me see. I'm going to cut down this jungle and try to get a shorter jungle tree, actually. And I think I want a taller oak. So give me a second here. Okay, took those down. Put a block of glass there. See if we can grow a shorter jungle sapling. Get my good old trusty sickle out. And let's try this again. So jungle sapling right there. Hopefully that block of glass is low enough. All right, that's a good height. There we go. And where is an oak? Put that right in the middle there. It's got a nice space to grow. Okay, yeah, I think that's pretty good. So we can put an apiary right here, actually. So let's go ahead and do that. Right. And this block, right? No, there. They have to be totally unobstructed, and leaves are enough to block them. And then this one, it needs a space right here. So, okay, and that should be plenty. Let's go ahead and get these started. If this goes a 9 by 9, actually, its area of effect would be out to here, which isn't the whole way. So we could actually put one right here, and I'll need to get another. Yeah, but what we're going to do with each of these is put a Rocky Princess in and a stack of industrious drones. And that should be enough to convert this Rocky Princess into an industrious drone. And remember, I'm using these industrious drones because they're the only ones so far that I got fast for pollination. So let me finish this getting set up. We're not going to get to the results today, but I just want to at least get it set up, and we'll check it out next time. So I got the 4 apiaries here under our little matrix of vanilla trees for now. And let's just do some basic automation to make sure that these guys keep going. So let's see, we're going to need a wooden pipe for sure. Oops, shift right click that. That's going to pull it out in combination with the autarkic gate. And then let's see, let's do it a little different this time because we need to have access. Got these. So how about we put a gold pipe here, and we put the Apiarist pipe here, and we put an iron chest someplace like this. And in here we'll say that the red to the right gets any bee that will fit, and then the blue will get anything else. So if it can put a bee in here, it will. It won't be able to for a while until it actually gets to these industrious drones. We'll see if 6 is enough to get us there. So we'll get some of the hybrids over here to start with. But then eventually they'll stack up in here. And this will at least keep the princess cycling back here for now. And then let's go ahead and tell this to basic. If there's items in inventory, do an energy pulsar. So that should go ahead and pull that out. It's in here. So that's automated. And not very long, we should see some different colored leaves. We'll see. I'm not hoping for it in this episode. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and automate these 3, and then I'm going to sign out. Well, there it is. The BeeBase is in full buzz. Look at all those particle effects. That's pretty amazing. That's a lot of bees. I really like the bees as a little mini game within Feed the Beast. It's really awesome. The flowers are beautiful. Just a few more colors of flowers. It just makes it look so interesting and pretty. And we got our tree breeding going on. And pretty soon we're going to have all kinds of cool exotic trees happening. I don't see any pollinated leaves yet, but I'm sure it'll happen. So stay tuned for next time. We'll see what trees we get. And the project I want to work on next is actually want to make a little village, because there's a few things we need from the villagers. We need proven frames so that I don't have to work so hard replacing the frames so often. And I want knowledge fragments. And there's other things too we can get from them. Oh yeah, we also can get Mistcraft symbols, pages. So yeah, each of those guys will have a little stand in the middle in the little village market. Yeah, I think that's what I want to work on next, and plenty more ideas. So please give me your feedback. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I am definitely getting a feeling of fulfillment from getting the bees this far. And these are still just the basic bees, but we have the pollen and the royal jelly. Oh, you know what I didn't make was some ambrosia, which gives you lots of hunger points, and it gives you some regen. We'll make ambrosia next time, I guess. So many things to do. And also, oh yeah, the genetic machines. But yeah, so many more kinds of bees will come from this, and they can give so many kinds of resources, to the point where if you wanted to, you didn't even have to mine anymore. You can have them produce oil or fuel or all kinds of goodness. So I don't even know them all. There's big, huge charts of all the breeding that can be done. Anyway, like I said, please give me your feedback, hints, clues, ideas, so on. This is Monkeypuzzle, and I'm buzzing out. Bye-bye.